guys, it's me. I just wanted to make a video outside because it's nice and soon enough it will not be nice enough outside to go outside. So, yeah, I wanted to come on here and talk to you all about motherhood versus like expectations of motherhood, basically, and what it's really like. I don't know if I can sit in the car. Nope, I don't have the keys. Yeah, sort of like expectations of motherhood and how it really happens. So, as you guys know, I am a stepmom of 2 kids. No, I am not married, but I have been in these kids' lives for almost 5 years now. And, yeah, so, whatever, I've been here for 5 years, and they've been in my life for 5 years, and I've been taking care of them, so, like, support-wise. So, anyways, yeah, so I've been a stepmom for a while now, and I'm gonna make a whole separate video about like step parenting, just because I think it would help us out a little bit, and maybe even like the co-parent or other people involved, you know, to help them understand a little bit more of what it's like and stuff. So I will definitely make a separate video on that. But anyways, when I became a stepmom, I was obviously young as hell, and I kind of had it in my head that being a stepmom would be pretty easy, just because of would be pretty easy. Just because of how I grew up. I had a couple of stepmoms, my dad's girlfriends, and my stepdad, who was in my life for like six and a half years. And I never had a problem with them, just because of like how I grew up, and I just wanted more people in my life. So when I had them, I was like down. It didn't matter to me, and I was happy. So I think going into this relationship with, you know, kids and stuff, I kind of just figured, oh, it'll be fine, you know, might be tough in the beginning, but eventually it'll be like rad. And that's not how it turned out, for one, because my situation was completely different than their situation. And I'm not gonna get into that or anything with them, but basically I wanted I wanted extra parents, and they did not. So that made it really difficult to, I don't know, just be in their lives in general. So this whole video kind of goes along with my previous video where I was talking about expectations versus reality, you know, setting yourself up for disappointment and stuff, which I did. So, and I did the same thing with my son when I got pregnant. I kind of had the idea in my mind that I had like this ideal mother in my head, and I was gonna be her, and of course I knew that motherhood was gonna be difficult and new and hard and whatever, but for the most part I just imagined, you know, sunshine and giggles and picnics and playing and reading and singing and dancing and all kinds of that, you know, that fun mothering stuff, which, you know, I have had those moments, but it's definitely a lot different than I imagined it would be. The person that I imagined I would be, you know, as well, like, totally different. And I think that just has a lot to do with my, I don't know, like, minor knowledge about being a parent. And I guess I just, like, figured, you know, being a stepmom, I would have, you know, plenty of experience with being, you know, like a blood mom, but being a stepmom, being a step-parent in general, is completely different than having your own kid and raising your own kid. So, I don't know, when I had my son, it was pretty good for the first 3 months, and then, you know, I was learning it, I was getting it down pretty well, and it was fine. And then, like, my stepkids moved back in, and that's kind of when I started to become really overwhelmed and, really, like, anxious and stressed out, because I knew I had more on my plate, you know, like, I had more to worry about, I had more to think about, you know, my own stepkids, and then, you know, my own baby, and it was just a lot, and I think I started just kind of freaking out a little bit, and, I don't know, and from then, I mean, I already had, I already had, like, some pretty bad anxiety before I had kids, before I had a kid, but, it just kind of, like, ramped up to another level, when I had my son, and then my stepkids moved back in, and you know, I'm sure that's normal to experience, like, an increase in anxiety and whatever when you have, a baby, just because it's, like, a new thing, and, you know, he's fragile and vulnerable, and you don't want the world to touch him, because, you know, you want him to always be that pure person, you know, that pure baby, and, it's not the way it happens, so that's why, like, you know, people get really anxious with that stuff, but, I kind of, like, just stayed anxious, like, the anxiety never went away, and it only got worse, I think, throughout the 2 years, almost 2 years, and that's just kind of something that I think people need to take into consideration, when they want to have a family. If you are suffering, or if you have any type of mental illness, if you suffer from depression, even anxiety, you just kind of have to take into consideration, like, okay, cool, I want to have a kid, I want to raise a family, whatever, but you also need to take extra care of yourself, because as a person with mental illness or anything like that, you're just more sensitive than other people, and that makes it to where it's just going to be harder, and you're gonna need to put more effort and more strength into that, into raising a family. I mean, when you're depressed, when you don't have kids, you know, it's hard enough as it is to just get out of bed and, you know, take a shower or make yourself some food. You know, you don't want to go outside or anything like that. And bringing a kid into that, you just have to be stronger and put more effort into being able to get yourself up and out there, which can be really, really hard. So that's definitely something, like, I never really thought about that. And honestly, I thought that having my own child would make me like better, or would take care of my emotional bullshit, because being a stepmom, you know, and just kind of going through that chaos made me such an unhappy person, just because of all the chaos and hatred being thrown, you know, my way, and just kind of, it's a lot. And I figured, you know, maybe that would help out a lot too, just me being able to focus on my own child and, you know, raise a good person and have some extra company, and, you know, which the extra company definitely helps, and my baby does help me stay strong, of course, but there's just, it didn't help me the way that I expected it to. It didn't, it honestly made my emotional bullshit like 10 times worse. And I'm not trying to like scare people away from having kids. It's just that with me, that's just what happened. And I'm working on it, you know, so yeah. And another thing too is like, I used to be one of those people that was totally against the whole saying of like, oh, you should wait to have kids until you've lived a little, and, you know, wait to settle down and blah blah blah, because you know, you need to experience before settling down. And, you know, I used to be like one of those people that are like, oh yeah, I totally understand, but, you know, it's my dream to have a family, and I'm fine being a stepmom, and I'm ready to have my own kid, and blah blah blah. And, you know, I'm not saying that I regret being a stepmom, and I regret having my own child. I don't regret that. It's just that you can still have those big dreams and wait for them. If that makes sense. Obviously things come when they do, and it was just meant to be. But I think if I was, you know, 17, 18, 19 again, I might have taken more things into consideration. And I don't mean that in any negative way. It's just, there's just lots of things that you learn as you grow, you know, and people don't really realize that until they like look back and they're like, oh shit. Yeah, so I don't know, it's just all like a learning fucking process, I think. Yeah, I don't know. And you know, and that's what I'm saying too, is like, this video, I'm sure everyone has heard these things that I'm saying plenty of times, you know, and they probably feel the same way that I felt, you know, back then, like, oh yeah, I know, I totally understand, but, you know, ... whatever. And that's why, you know, I'm saying it again, because I was one of those people, and I didn't listen fully. I didn't listen, and people really need to listen. Yeah. So, I don't really know. There was more I wanted to say, but, I don't know, maybe I can walk a little bit. Ow, my back hurts. I'm like an old lady. I don't really know what else I wanted to talk about. Well, if I think of anything else, I don't know, I might just add it into the stepmom video, because I don't want to make this video too long. I don't know, basically all I'm saying is take things into consideration. Really listen to other people's advice, and all of that. Kitty, come on, out of the road. Just because, you know, especially from like people that have been through it, you know, because they obviously know what's going on and what's gonna happen and all that, when you really don't. Sorry, I fidget with my hair a lot, so I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video here, and I will make that video next, and I really, really would love you guys to give me some ideas for videos, what you guys are interested in, what you guys would like to know, what you guys want to learn more about, any type of questions about anything. I tried doing a Q&A post and only one person, which was my sister, she asked a question. So I'd love for you guys to ask questions. I've been in a mixed episode like for like 2.5 weeks, and going from like minor depression to hypomania is just really exhausting after a while. But yeah, so please feel free to leave comments and questions, like my Facebook page, so you can kind of follow what I'm planning and all that shit, and definitely subscribe, because I don't know, I'm a nice person and my videos are low quality, but my niceness should make up for that. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night, and yeah, I'm gonna go get lung cancer, so have a good night, and I will see you guys next time.